Today, Cactus League play begins for the World Series champions. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers. I'm John Hartung. Jerry and I are going to be off to Camelback Ranch as soon as this show is done. But in the meantime, we've got a lot to discuss about Day 4 in Glendale, Arizona, including the opening day starter Yoshinobu Yamamoto, speaking for the first time since getting tabbed to take the mound in Tokyo. We'll hear from Yoshi on the honor and his high expectations for year 2 in the majors. Plus, who wouldn't want to be a part of the franchise that's won 2 World Series titles in the last 5 seasons? Dave Roberts says the Dodgers are the epicenter of baseball, and he's right, as LA is the place for a chance to win it all. Speaking of winning, how about a chance for a 3rd ring for Clayton Kershaw? We'll hear from Kersh on year 18. Looking forward to another possible parade. It's Access Sportsnet Dodgers. Let's go.
I've waited for this day for a long time. I've waited to celebrate for a long time. I can't imagine being anywhere else right now. 2-time champ, and a lot more coming. Let's go! I love you guys. Thank you. Dodgers for life.
Hi, everybody. Welcome inside. Joined tonight by Jerry Harrison Jr., David Bassett. I just love seeing those clips of Clayton Kershaw. He was so emotional at that rally. He wanted to have a parade for such a long time. We heard him say, 2-time champ, a lot more coming. And if so, he's going to be a part of it officially, Jerry.
I just love the emotion that he showed. I mean, years, obviously, of frustration in the postseason. They finally win it in 2020. They don't get a parade. He got his parade, and he let everybody know he was coming back.
I've never seen him that emotional before. Hopefully he can ride that emotion into spring training. And, you know, him coming back is certainly, to a certain extent, a little FOMO. He doesn't want to miss out, and that's why he went to great lengths to be there.
All right, well, speaking of his return, the reports started surfacing a couple days ago, and then we saw Clayton Kershaw on the fields at Camelback Ranch. Today, the Dodgers did make it official, signing the 3-time Cy Young Award winner and former NL MVP to a 1-year contract, $7.5 million with incentives and bonuses. Kersh was limited to just 7 games last season, started late because of shoulder surgery, then went down with knee and foot issues, had surgery on both of them in November. He'll join an already loaded pitching staff at some point later this season. Clayton will continue to add to his Hall of Fame-worthy career numbers. Franchise leader in WAR and strikeouts, 2nd in wins, 21 behind Don Sutton, also 2nd in WHIP. He is 3rd in starts, 5th in innings pitched. Oh, yeah, also, as we heard him say, a 2-time World Series champ. Here's Kersh today in Arizona about coming back for year 18.
Yeah, it's good. It's timing worked out to get back, and you know, it was good for both sides. I think, you know, go through an off season, see how your rehab goes, and make sure everything's going kind of the way you want it to, and feel like it is, which is good, and yeah, it worked out. Excited to be back.
What for you was, I guess, just the most telling thing coming after surgery, just knowing that your body's in a good spot to return?
I mean, honestly, the foot surgery has been hard. It's just not an easy process. Like, walking's been hard and all that stuff, but finally started turning the corner a few weeks ago, and being able to throw and all those things, and it feels actually like it hasn't felt this way in a while, so that's good. And the knee's been fine, so I think really within the last month, I kind of knew that it was going to turn the corner at some point.
You were still trying to, like, late into the season last year, push to come back. Like, were you surprised once you had the surgery, like how severe the injury was and kind of how long this process has been?
I knew I messed up my foot pretty good, but it was, I think the rehab's just been, you know, with shoulder, you can still walk and do a lot of stuff. And I was back to being like a normal dad pretty quick, but being on crutches, being in a boot, having every step like kind of hurt. It was hard. So I don't know if I expected all that a foot surgery entails, but thankful now to kind of be on the other side, and feel like I'm getting closer to being 100%.
Where are you at in the progression at this point? Is it like
long toss? Yeah. Probably Pens at some point next month would be my guess. You know, my goal is, you know, go on the 60-day, obviously, but hopefully right around when the 60-day time's up, that I'll be getting close to being back.
Obviously, you spent last year rehabbing a lot. You know, this year kind of going through it again. I mean, at this stage of your career with everything you've already done, like, why are you putting yourself through this again?
I don't know. Why do you still do it, Dylan? You know, I think
Because I can't. I need the money.
No, you know, I think. Yeah, I mean, look, I hope this is the last time I ever have to rehab. I'm kind of done with that. But at the same time, I don't want that to be the reason that I stop playing. You know, I don't want to be like, I just can't do it and hurt. You know, so hopefully I can walk out on my own terms whenever that is. But it just didn't kind of feel like it was the right time. You know, even though we won, you know, being on the shelf for that wasn't the way that I had scripted it out. And so still super thankful to be a part of it last year and to get to see everything. But you know, I want to be out there when it happens, and so that was a good motivating factor for sure.
Yeah, and Clayton was out there and very instrumental in the Dodgers winning their first World Series title in 32 years when he had 4 postseason wins in 2020, went 2-0 in the Fall Classic. Injuries, of course, kept him out of that 2024 October run, DV, but now he's back, and we just heard him say he wants to be on the field for another World Series run.
Well, I'm on the same page as Dylan Hernandez. I do this for the money as well, or I retire right now. But for Kershaw, it makes sense. He's so stubborn and definitely wants things done his way. And injuries are not going to send him out of this game if he's able to recover from those injuries. Major shoulder surgery 2 off seasons ago, now the left knee, the left foot. He wants to go out on his own terms, and that's the type of guy he is.
Absolutely, and I'm so glad that he is back here in Dodger Blue. He said it at the parade, there at the rally, Dodger for life. And, you know, his wife, Ellen, and his kids, they are all on board. They love the city of L.A. They love playing for the Dodgers. And when your whole family is on board and has your back, that is so reassuring to players. I know Clayton Kershaw is anxious to get back, but I think more importantly, he needs to understand, and I know he does, the most important thing is he's healthy for the second half, so he's available. And really being Clayton Kershaw in that postseason. So they're going to slow play him, make sure he's completely fine when he does take the hill at Dodger Stadium.
Ever since he came up, he's always been compared to Sandy Koufax. Well, this is where the crossroads come, the fork in the road, because after the 1966 World Series, Sandy Koufax was forced to retire because of an arthritic pitching elbow. So Kershaw's not going out, as of now, the same way.
Yeah, and he talked about it when the pandemic hit in 2020. He realized just how much he missed the game when they had all those months where he wasn't allowed to pitch. And I think that's another reason why he wants to continue doing it. He loves the game, and he loves to be out there competing. Today at Camelback Ranch, Dave Roberts was asked about the impact of Clayton Kershaw returning for year 18.
Well, there's a reason why Blake Snell wanted his locker right next to Clayton's, right? That's what he means to this clubhouse, this organization. Even Clayton being around has been really uplifting, positive, I think, for him and for the players. Knowing he's going to come back, I think we're all excited. And as we've seen, baseball, certainly pitching, plays itself out in a lot of different ways. So to know that we've got him in our back pocket is pretty exciting.
Did he do anything during the postseason to help you guys behind the scenes?
He obviously traveled with us. I'm sure there were a lot of behind-the-scenes conversations that he was having with our players. So not specifically, but not that he would want it to be noted anyway, but he was certainly additive.
Well, if D-Train were here, he would probably say there's a lot of mileage on that Ferrari, but that Ferrari also has a lot of baseball knowledge. Clayton Kershaw certainly has that, Jerry. Even a veteran like Blake Snell has said he wants to learn from Kershaw. He wanted his locker to be right next to Clayton's. At this point, Clayton's a lot more than just a pitcher. He's someone the younger guys can really learn from. He's very much a role model as well.
And you listen, you see Clayton Kershaw right there. Obviously, he is not throwing on the mound. He is there observing his teammates, and if anything he can see and talk to, whether it's Blake Snell or the rest of the group, especially the young guys, they can learn from a Clayton Kershaw how to set up hitters, how to throw a certain pitch. I remember last year, he helped Yamamoto with his curveball. Obviously, Clayton from the left side, Yamamoto from the right. Just different grips can go a long way to help these young guys really improve on their career.
And remember, in Milwaukee last year, he was on the bench. He wasn't pitching that day. He was still healthy. And he caught the Brewers base runner missing second base. Right. So he was locked in. He's locked in even when he's not pitching. So him just being around is a huge value. The work ethic and him, like I said, the ultimate, right? In that game in Milwaukee, was able to get an out and get the Dodgers out of an inning.
I got off to a really slow start one year in Chicago. You know the one guy who helped me out? Greg Maddux, because he saw how pitchers were setting me up. They throw it way in so I could pull it foul. Guess what? I'm down 0-1. He goes, bruh, take that pitch. You'll be sitting 1-0. I started doing that. I caught fire. Greg Maddux,
right.
Pitcher, observing the game.
That's right. All those really smart guys, cerebral guys, and there's a big reason why they're going to be heading to the Hall of Fame. Maddux already there. Clayton will be at some point. The Dodgers offseason got off to a great start with Tommy Edman's extension and then that signing of two-time Cy Young Award winner Blake Snell. We've discussed Snell pretty much in every show since the day he signed. Dave Roberts has talked about Snellzilla a lot as well, and here's why.
He is a next-level thinker. I've had some really good conversations. I think up to this point, the best conversations I've had in spring have been with Blake. He's very in tune with who he is as a person, as a pitcher. He's really anxious to work and watch Clayton and how Clayton does his work and how he's been so great for so long. For me, it's just talking baseball with him, talking hitters. He's in the cage watching hitters prepare, which I like that, you know, and a lot of pitchers don't do that as well.
Blake's been very just open about wanting to really build a relationship with Bobby Miller and be a mentor to someone like him. How valuable could that be for a player like Bobby, especially just coming off the challenges he had last year?
It's going to, I mean, I can't even, Hughes is not even doing that justice because Blake initiated this relationship. And I actually asked Blake myself, I said, how did that manifest? And he just said, I see Bobby in myself. And so he's never done that with a player, really, to try to take him under his wing and mentor him. So that's exciting for all of us. And obviously we know how talented Bobby is, but to have a peer, a guy that's won Cy Youngs, want to kind of really personally invest in him, I just think there's only great upside for both players, right? And for the organization as a whole.
DV, as you know, we like to joke around about your bromance with Blake Snell. You know him better than we do. And we just heard Doc, he had a lot to say about Snellzilla. But in your mind, is he one of those guys that just sees the game differently like a lot of the greats do, whether we're talking about Clayton Kershaw or Greg Maddux like Jerry brought up?
John, a bromance?
Yes, that's what it is.
Well, because I want to learn from the best in the game, and he is one of the best, and now the Dodgers are finding out what I already knew. He is a next-level baseball thinker. Even though he only drinks Shirley Temples, he knows what he's doing when it comes to baseball. And he can read hitters' swings. We've heard Kershaw talk about that all the time in games. And he just understands who he is at this stage of his career. He's not up all night just playing video games. And there was a time last year in Milwaukee, I was with Kershaw. All of a sudden, Snellzilla is FaceTiming me because he had pitched as well. And I passed the phone to Kershaw, and he wanted to know what did Kershaw think about my game that night. Kershaw said, I had my own game to worry about. I wasn't watching what you thought.
First of all, why are you so defensive? I mean, what John said,
embrace the bromance.
Yeah, what John said was completely accurate. Everybody there, the 25 million viewers every single night know that you have a bromance with.
And it's okay.
It's great. It's not okay. It's great.
I learn at the altar of the best.
If that helped him bring Blake here to the Dodgers, more power to you. But listen, it is important to have veteran guys that are accomplished, like a Blake Snell. Take a young guy like Bobby Miller under his wing. That is so huge. Because, listen, pitching coaches can help. Even guys like Mark Pryor, who was a great pitcher in his own right, but he's now a coach. When you have your own teammate kind of walking you through things you should try, things you can do to help your game go to the next level, these players and pitchers listen to that.
And think about where Blake was when he was coming up in Bobby's situation. He was with the Rays surrounded by other young pitchers. He never had a guy like Blake Snell or Clayton Kershaw that was accomplished that could teach these young guys.
If you were to FaceTime him in the next block, do you think he would pick up?
He sent me to voicemail just 5 minutes ago.
Big surprise.
He's changed.
All right, still ahead, we will hear from Yoshinobu Yamamoto, what he learned as a rookie, his expectations for year 2, and being named the Dodgers opening day starter in Japan. Plus, everyone loves a winner. We certainly do. Why Dave Roberts says the Dodgers are the epicenter of the baseball world.
98 wins during the regular season, pushed and tested the whole way, though. For the Dodgers, 3 outs away from their 8th World Championship, from a proper celebration. Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series! With a comeback for the ages.
There is no place we would rather be, and that's obvious for the players as well. Shohei Ohtani won his first World Series ring in his first season with the Dodgers, and this offseason, the Dodgers landed the top international free agent in Roki Sasaki. Here's Doc on the Dodgers' place in the world.
We are the epicenter of baseball. I do believe that. I had a chance to play with Hideo, obviously with Kazuhisa Ishii. I know Kazmatsui. I had a chance to play against Godzilla. So I know a lot of these guys, right? To see kind of how the Japanese player has come over, there's more of them, had the success that they've had. I think it's really exciting, and there's a reason why the best want to play in the major leagues. I think their experiences, even Kenta Maeda, having Kenta here, getting to know him, their experiences here in the States playing for the Dodgers has been truly a good one. And I think it's a responsibility for the Dodgers because I do think we are the epicenter globally for baseball, and it's exciting.
Certainly is exciting, certainly, to be here with the Dodgers. Last offseason, Shohei Ohtani, Yoshinobu Yamamoto both chose to sign with the Dodgers. Then this offseason, you get Roki Sasaki, Haesung Kim here to L.A. Jerry, Doc is just stating really the obvious around Major League Baseball and around the world. This is where it's at in terms of Major League Baseball with this Dodgers team.
I'm going to take it a step further. I think the Dodgers are the epicenter of the sports world, okay, especially in North America. You got the L.A. brand, the LA Dodgers, it's a historic franchise. Now we are really starting to enter, in my opinion, probably the next 10 years or so, a unique opportunity to run off several championships. You have the best athlete in the world in Shohei Ohtani. You got so many stars, pitching side, player position side, all walks of life. This is the epicenter of the sports world in North America.
It's to the point now where the Dodgers have to tell players no. How many teams can say that? The Lakers are one of them. The Dodgers are now on that level where every player that's available, whether they're still with a team or they're a free agent, want to come play for the Dodgers. So it's to a point where they have to start telling guys, sorry, we don't have room, we're stacked.
Well, no Dodger fans are out there saying sorry to any of the other fans out there who are complaining about, oh, the Dodgers, this is unfair what you're doing to Major League Baseball. Just a great time to soak it all in here in Los Angeles. Dave Roberts has already touted Yoshinobu Yamamoto as the opening day starter back in his home country of Japan. Yamamoto coming off a great October in which he beat the Padres in that winner-take-all game of the NLDS, then pitched well against the Mets in the NLCS, beat the Yankees in Game 2 of the World Series. Today, Yoshi talked with the media for the first time this spring.
It's because this is my second year, so it's a little more comfortable. And then I'd like to enjoy and then utilize this 1 month spring training, and then get myself ready, and then get into the season and win the world champion again.
Dave Roberts said that you were slated to pitch in Game 1 of the Tokyo series. Just what does that mean to you?
Yeah, because I'm very looking forward to it, and then be able to have that. To pitch, perform at the Japanese ballpark again. And then I'd like to get myself ready at the best and then be ready for it.
You obviously missed some time last year. Have you changed anything in your routine to kind of make sure that you stay healthy the whole season?
I haven't really changed much difference because of what happened last year. And then, however, I still just review how I was, what happens last year. And then just like still, and then I just like getting myself ready for the season.
When you had success last year, like what were the things that you thought were most important, and what you could do to have that happen a little more consistently this season?
I got to learn a lot from experience, all the experience last year. Then that kind of like it helped me to adjust that what I, because what I was doing before and what I needed to do. So I think that's why.
Your interpreter showed up to camp in great shape. What do you think?
山本さんの通訳が結構シェイプアップしてキャンプ臨んでるんですけど、そこはどう思われますか？
まあリバウンドを心配してます。
That's great about that. I'm worried about that rebound.
So maybe Hero won't be able to defend his chicken wing eating championship on Monday there in Arizona after he won it last year. But there's no more learning curve, Devi, for Yoshinobu, despite the shoulder injury, which knocked him out for about 3 months last year. Really adjusted well in his rookie season. He pitched into October, pitched well in the World Series. Now he's going to be the opening day starter back home in Japan. And I imagine he has expectations of taking another big leap forward.
He came to Dodger Fest with a lot of swag and a lot of confidence, a lot different than what we saw a year ago, and that's only natural, right? He knows what to expect. Yeah. He was brand new to all of this last year, and now he understands what it takes to pitch a full season. In Japan, when there's a road game, the starting pitcher only shows up to the city the day he's pitching. In Major League Baseball, as you guys know, they go everywhere. So those type of things he needed to adjust to. And man, Hero needs to get more confidence, just like Yamamoto.
He'll get there. He's working out. He's making sure his body will be there. Once you solidify your body, that's a great foundation. You'll get where you need to be. But back to Yamamoto. That first year, his rookie year, yes, he was so accomplished in Japan, but when you go to the big leagues, there's a learning curve, and he found out right away. His very first start, he's got to make sure he locates that fastball, have fastball command to go along with his other plus pitches. But yes, he has some swag because now he knows not only what to expect, but I can have success here, and I can continue to get better and better. He is just entering his prime. Got to remember, he's just 25, 26 years young, so he's got a lot of years left.
Certainly does, and what a big difference that first start in Korea against the Padres, where he lasted just 1 inning, to that last start against the Yankees in Game 2 of the World Series. Still ahead, does report day even matter? Everyone, pretty much, in camp already. We'll discuss the ins and outs of camp and what NRI means. Plus, LA went bananas for Shohei last season, and he didn't even pitch. More on Shohei's return to the mound and return to Japan coming up.
二刀流の復活、そしてヤング賞への挑戦、ロサンゼルス、ドジャースが再び頂点に立ち、ワールドシリーズの栄冠を勝ち取った。これは単なる一つの優勝ではない。この勝利は、長年積み上げてきた努力の結晶であり、チーム全員の信念と誇りの象徴だ。そして、このチャンピオンリングを手にした大谷翔平にとっても、忘れられない瞬間となったに違いない。彼はこのチームに加わることで、新たな歴史を刻み、二刀流としての伝説をより強固なものにしている。2024年、彼は打者としての才能を存分に発揮し、数々のホームランを放ち、ファンの期待に応え続けた。しかし、今シーズンはいよいよ投手としても復帰し、再びマウンドで躍動する大谷翔平がメジャーリーグの舞台で投げる、その光景を想像しただけで胸が高鳴る。これこそが、野球ファンが待ち望んでいた瞬間だ。彼の速球、切れ味鋭いスプリット、そして打者を圧倒するピッチングが、再びメジャーリーグに衝撃を与える。さらに特筆すべきは、今シーズンの開幕戦が日本で開催されることだ。大谷翔平が母国のファンの前で、ドジャースの一員として登場し、開幕戦の先発マウンドに立つ。これは、単なる1試合ではなく、日本野球界、さらには世界の野球界にとっても特別な意味を持つ一戦となる。彼が NPB で培ったスキルと経験を、今度はメジャーリーガーとして日本のファンに見せる日がやってくる。この試合は間違いなく歴史に残る名シーンとなるだろう。ドジャースの強さとは何か。ドジャースがこれほどまでに強い理由。それは単にスーパースターが集まっているからではない。チーム全体の結束力、互いを支え合う精神、そして何よりも勝利に対する貪欲な姿勢が、この球団を他のどのチームよりも特別な存在にしている。クレイトン、カーショウが試合後に語った言葉が印象的だった。これが僕たちの野球だ。この言葉には、 ドジャースの哲学が詰まっている。山本由伸もチームのために全力を尽くすと誓い、スネルが若手を指導しながら自身もさらなる高みを目指す。こうした選手たちの姿勢こそがドジャースの勝利の原動力となっているのだ。カーショウの復帰もまた今シーズンのドジャースを語る上で欠かせないポイントだ。彼は肩、膝、足の手術を乗り越え、今シーズンもチームのために戻ってきた。彼はただプレーするのではなく、勝つために、そしてチームをさらに強くするために戦う。その姿勢は若手選手たちにとっても大きな刺激となるだろう。そして今シーズンのドジャースにはさらなる補強が加わっている。佐々木朗まで、キム、ハソンといった国際的なスター選手がチームに合流し、新たな戦力として活躍が期待されている。異なる文化、異なるバックグラウンドを持つ選手たちが一堂に会し、同じ青いユニフォームを着て、共に勝利を目指す。これこそが、ドジャースが世界で最も魅力的な球団である理由だ。ドジャースの未来、今シーズン、ドジャースは単なる優勝候補ではない、王者として挑戦を受ける立場にある。ワールドシリーズ制覇を果たしたチームとして、すべての球団がドジャースを倒そうと全力を尽くしてくる。しかし、そのプレッシャーを跳ね返し、さらに成長し続けるのがドジャースというチームだ。大谷翔平、山本由伸、佐々木朗まで、カーショウ、ベッツ、フリーマン、スネル、このスター軍団が一つになり、今シーズンも最高の戦いを見せてくれることは間違いない。開幕戦からポストシーズンまで、すべての試合が見逃せない展開となるだろう。そして、またこの場所で、ワールドシリーズ連覇の歓喜を分かち合う日が来ると信じている。皆さんの声を聞かせてください。ここまで試合を振り返ってきましたが、皆さんはどう感じましたか？どの瞬間が最も印象的でしたか？大谷翔平の日本での開幕戦、それともカーショウの復帰、あるいは山本由伸のさらなる成長、ぜひコメントで教えてください。ファン同士の意見を共有することで、ドジャースへの愛はさらに深まるはずです。そして、まだチャンネル登録をしていない方は、今すぐ登録ボタンをクリック。ドジャースの最新情報、大谷翔平の活躍、そして試合の裏側まで、ここでしか聞けない情報をお届けします。登録すれば、最新の動画がすぐにチェックできるので、お見逃しなく。ドジャースの挑戦はまだ始まったばかり。この勢いのまま、再び世界の頂点を目指して突き進んでいきましょう。次なる戦いに向けて、これからも全力で応援していきましょう。